Welcome back to Tech Tuesday. I hope that you're all having a great week so far. Today we're going to learn about TES Teach. This is a tool created through Blendspace, which I know a lot of you are familiar with. They've totally redone the way that this tool works. So I'll show you a short video, an example of what a student TES Teach lesson looks like, and then I'll jump straight into showing you how to create one of your own.
TES Teach with Blendspace is a super easy way to build lessons using a mix of online resources and your own content, and getting started takes less than a minute. All you need to start building rich online lessons is your topic. Let's make a lesson about the periodic table. Simply type your topic into the search box on the right, and TES Teach will find videos, images, and other related content from a whole list of sources, including Google, YouTube, and TES. TES is a marketplace that helps educators discover free and paid teaching resources created by other teachers. Just drag and drop items from the results into your lesson. You can even upload files right from your computer. Or use the Add Text button to type directly into your lesson. The rich formatting options make it easy to explain advanced concepts to your students. Once you've collected some materials, you can give your lesson a title and label the individual tiles. And rearranging things is as easy as dragging them around. You can even add a quiz to your lesson with a single click. Add a question and a few multiple choice answers, and TES Teach will keep track of your students' responses. TES Teach also tracks comments, likes, and more, so you can evaluate student performance and engagement in no time. Creating a rich, appealing online lesson has never been easier. Get started today at tes.com/lessons.
This is an example of what a lesson on TES Teach would look like. I created a really short lesson about the Renaissance just to show you the different types of resources that you can include on here. So first, I've just included a title picture. I uploaded this picture from my computer, but you're also able to search Google Images and Flickr for images. The next box is just a basic text box that you can use to type instructions or other information that you want your students to see. As a word of warning though, be careful if you use this feature because it does not check your spelling. The third box is a YouTube video that I found using the search feature on here, which I'll show you in just a minute. Unfortunately, you can only insert the entire video and not use the start at a time feature that you use if you share directly from YouTube. So if you want students to start at a certain point, you need to put that in the notes for the video. This is what a website looks like if you embed it in your lesson, and it's going to automatically have them open it in a new tab. You can also embed an entire PowerPoint or slides presentation like I've shown in this window. And if you've embedded links on the PowerPoint, those should still work for students to click. The last two slides that I want to show you on this example are different ways that you can do an activity. So this is a traditional worksheet that was uploaded from Microsoft Word. And you can definitely use this if you want the students to write down their answers and physically turn it in, but I'm going to show you another way to present the same information. So this window shows the same worksheet but in a Google form format. So if you have the students submit their assignment this way, it'll automatically go to a Google Sheet where you can grade it or have an app like Flubaroo grade it. So again, this is an example of what this tool looks like to your students, and now I'll show you how to create one of your own. The first thing you'll need to do is go to the website listed on your screen. This will automatically take you to the home page for TES Teach. Once you're here, you can create an account with your Google credentials, and that'll go ahead and link everything on your Google account to this account. After you log in, it takes you to the dashboard. This is where you can create new lessons and manage your classes. So before we go any further, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to create a class on this website. The Create Class button is on the right side of the screen. All you need to do is click the button, name the class, and select your grade level. And then the class will appear on this side of the screen, and it will give you a class code that you can use to let your students join. Let's go ahead and click on the green New Lesson button to get started. So this is our blank slate, and we're going to go ahead and change the title. I'm going to create a quick lesson about the legislative branch. To change the title, you can just click and highlight the text at the top and replace it with your own. These boxes are where you're going to add your resources, and you don't have to add them necessarily in order. You can click and drag to move things around, and if you need more than 6 resources, you can click on Add Row to add more. There are a lot of different resources that you can add to these lessons. When you click on the box, it automatically gives you the option to drag and drop your resource, add text, or add a quiz. The add text is just plain text. It's really good for instructions or little side notes. The add quiz only lets you do multiple choice questions. So you can add as many questions as you'd like, but you can't do any free response questions. So this is good for like a little quiz, but if you want to do free response, there's another way you can do it, and I'll show you that in just a minute. The right sidebar is where you'll find the resources that you can add to this lesson, and I'll just talk you through them one at a time. The top tab is where you can find resources that have been uploaded by other teachers. Some of these are free and some of them have to be paid for. When you search using this bar, you can narrow down the results to see certain types of files, or you can see all of the results that come back. So if you want a specific type of document, just click on this drop-down menu and select the one that you're looking for. And as you can see, if it's free, it'll say free, and if not, it'll have a price on it. And once you do find a resource that you want to use, all you need to do is click and drag it into your spot. The next search tab is the YouTube search tab. You can find any YouTube video by typing in your search terms or pasting the URL into this bar. One thing that I will mention is make sure that you have someone approve the video for the district, or when you share this, the students won't be able to see it. The next tab is our Google search. And if you notice, the search bar does save your search terms, so you won't have to keep typing that in over and over again. When you search on this tab, it includes any source that comes up as if you were searching on Google. So you might see YouTube videos here, or you might see websites or images. This is the most broad way that you can search on here. The next tab is your Google Images. We've all used this, and again, you just click and drag if you see something that you want to use. The Flickr tab works the same, but a word of caution about using Flickr, sometimes the district filters will block images from Flickr, so just be careful about what you choose because sometimes those will be blocked. This is our Links tab. This is the tool that you can use if you know exactly what website or resource you want to use. All you have to do is copy and paste the URL. And as a side note, this is how I embedded the Google form that you saw in the example. So if you want to do free response questions on one of these, that's where you'll need to paste the URL for the form. This tab is the My TES resources. This will automatically be empty unless you've already uploaded resources. The TES resources functions as kind of a store. If you want to upload resources, you can click on this button and it will open in a new tab for you. If you do this, you'll have to go through the process of giving your product a title and description and deciding if you want it to be free or paid for other teachers. So anything that you add on here is what will show up in that top search bar when other teachers search. So if you want your resources to be private, you should just upload them, which I'll show you in just a minute, and not post them on the TES store. The next option is to upload from your Google Drive. If you created an account with your Google credentials, your drive will automatically be linked to this account. So anything that you have on Google Drive can be added on here except for those Google Forms. If you try to upload the Google form on this tab, for some reason it doesn't load correctly. So make sure you post that as a link instead of from your Google Drive. Next is Dropbox, which works the same as Drive. This is our Upload tab. This is where you can actually upload your files from your computer. You can't click and drag into this box like you do with a lot of other programs, so you'll have to manually choose the file and upload it. The next tab allows you to search for Common Core resources. This is where you can search for standards to add to the lesson. Right now, the only two content areas that are included are math and ELA. You don't have to include the standards, but it might be helpful if you plan on making it a public lesson. The last tab at the bottom is the Settings tab. Here you can enable or disable comments and track the views on the page. So just a side note about the comments, your students have to be signed in to make comments, so you will see who made the comment, but there's not an option to moderate it before they post it. So just take that into consideration. So to finish up, I want to show you how to share this lesson with your students. If you created an account using Google, you can automatically post this to your classroom, which is the easiest way to share the lesson. You also have the option to embed the lesson, create a QR code, or email it. You also need to check the privacy settings for the lesson when you go to share it. You can decide who's able to see the lesson and if other teachers can copy resources from the lesson. Another thing to consider is adding a collaborator. If you add a co-author, they can also edit the lesson through their account, which would be helpful for co-teaching or working with a student teacher. That was TES Teach with BlendSpace. Please let me know if you have any questions, and thank you for watching.